Closing arguments expected in Malema's disciplinary hearing, and scientists are optimistic about an HRV vaccine. Good morning. Closing arguments are expected in the ANC disciplinary case relating to an allegation that Youth League President Julius Malema disrupted a meeting of the party's top officials about a month ago. The disciplinary proceedings resumed this morning in Kibla Park, south of Johannesburg. Once this charge against Malema has been dealt with, the proceedings are expected to focus on allegations leveled specifically at the League's spokesperson Floyd Shivambu. Malema will then face several other charges individually, including one of bringing the ANC into disrepute. Tulasizwe Simelane reports.
The ANC's plan to shield the disciplinary process from any disruptive behavior appears to be on track. The scene around the Kibla Park Recreation Center is markedly calmer than the one that prevailed when the hearings were held at Lutuli House in the Johannesburg CBD. The only signs to the magnitude of the event unfolding at the center are the sizable deployment of police on routes leading to the venue and a group of journalists who've set up camp in an open space some distance away from the center. Tulasizwe Simelane, SABC News, Kibla Park, Johannesburg.
The ANC says yesterday's ruling by the Equality Court that the struggle song Dubule Bunu may not be sung in private or public is not practical. The ruling party has indicated that it will appeal the court's ruling that the song is discriminatory and harmful. In his judgment, Judge Colin Lamont ordered ANC Youth League leader Julius Malema and fellow ANC leaders not to sing the song, either privately or publicly. ANC National Executive Member Jesse Duarte says it will be difficult to enforce the ruling.
You know, it's not implementable. Let me start there. It's huge rallies of people that sing the song. So what would you then do as a leadership? You'd have to stand up and say, you're going to sing the song, but remember that it's banned. That's what we did in the apartheid days. AfriForum is taking the country backwards. And we also believe that we should not allow that.
Scores of angry Hebron residents northwest of Pretoria are currently burning tyres and barricading roads as part of a service delivery protest. The residents from the local informal settlement say they were promised electricity and solar power systems by the Madibeng local municipality before this year's local government elections. Their protest started last night and now they've gone back to the streets, preventing people to pass through. Ndabezita Ndaba is their spokesperson.
The residents are still very much angry, and then you can see even from a distance that they don't even allow anyone to pass here except the school kids here, because the learners are passing after we talk to them to allow them to pass through. But the problem is the teachers cannot pass because even the road into the school has been dug down. There's a big hole. Now the situation is still very much bad since midnight.
Scientists say they are optimistic that they are closer to getting an HRV vaccine. Karl Dieffenbach, the director of AIDS at the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, says a combination of prevention and treatment strategies will be key in developing an HRV vaccine. He was speaking at the AIDS vaccine conference in Bangkok, Thailand, where hundreds of researchers have gathered to share ideas on progress made in HRV vaccine research. Dieffenbach elaborates.
We have the tools from prevention research to start to control the HIV epidemic. At the same time, there's a sense of optimism on the vaccine front, where we have a sense that we are close to being able to develop a highly effective, safe, and durable HIV vaccine. Together, the combination of treatment, of prevention, and a vaccine will give us the tools to ultimately control the pandemic.
A teenager who allegedly stabbed a fellow pupil during an argument at school is expected to appear in the George Magistrates Court today on an assault charge. The 15-year-old allegedly stabbed his 16-year-old schoolmate twice with a pair of scissors. The injured PW Botha College pupil was admitted to a local hospital after the stabbing on Thursday. He's since been discharged. And finally, Somali citizens need a long-term political solution rather than just food and medical intervention if the population is to sustain itself. That's according to the head of dietetics and human nutrition at the University of KwaZulu-Natal, Professor Frederick Feldman. He was in the famine-stricken country recently with the humanitarian aid organization Gift of the Givers. Feldman has previously worked in the Democratic Republic of Congo, but says nothing could have prepared him for what he saw in the Somali capital, Mogadishu.
It was really quite a sight in terms of how badly the people are treated and the physical condition of the people, nutritional status of the people, not even their physical health, but also their mental health. When we got there, the first things that struck me was that I could really perceive what it means to have nothing. They don't have food, they don't have shelter, they also don't have hope. So it's more than a physical thing, it's also a mental aspect.